Obviously, as black people, we also deal with the other side. Obviously, we gotta take care of ourselves, but also we can't deny or avoid what's going on in the media. So one of the things I want to talk to Akilam about, obviously she's very versed in just black culture and just being a vegan and being black empowerment. So I want to talk to her about the Breonna Taylor situation. Obviously, I had to bring this up. It's kind of taking a turn from a very positive thing in veganism to a very negative thing in this verdict. So obviously, for the people who have not been paying attention to the situation, the three, I think it was like 6 officers actually, only one of them got charged, and he got charged for wanton, I think, damage or wanton damage, I think it is, for shooting into a building. Nobody got indicted on Breonna Taylor's murder, and it really brings down the whole black community when we see things like this happen, because at the end of the day, this and I hear certain people say, oh, well, her boyfriend shot at the cop or whatever, and I'm like, first of all, we're not even talking about that situation. We're gonna get into that. But the first thing I want to discuss is this lady's life has been taken, and nobody basically took the fault for this. So how do you feel about the whole Breonna Taylor verdict?
So, it's an ongoing cycle, this is nothing new under the sun that we're dealing with. The thing is, right now is, we have social media, we have a lot of ways to keep us all connected in the palm of our hands, so like right now, like it's a lot to deal with, but a lot of people don't realize this is deeper than what we see. It's always deeper than what meets the eye. Like, this is a spiritual war we're going through right now. It's not just about like black and white. It's really spiritual. And, until we prove to ourselves that we are worthy and start loving ourselves and treating ourselves the way we want to be treated, it's going to continue to happen. We live in a justice system. Like, a lot of people say, like, oh, the justice system has failed us and it needs to be fixed and this and that. The justice system in our government is doing exactly what it was created to do. Police officers were originally slave catchers, and they changed into police officers. Like, I'm getting chills just talking about it, because it's like, what we're living is the same thing what was being lived way back then. It's just restructured, and we become so programmed to accept the life that we live. Like, it's so beyond us, like, but you really have to like look at it and really break it down, and you have to be very mentally and spiritually and emotionally like prepared to understand what it all is happening.
I feel the same way. Like, my thing is, like, everyone always says, oh, and obviously it is a travesty, but like, we're expecting things. Like, I don't know about other people, but I've had some experiences with police officers. I haven't always had a brush cut. I had drugs before, and I got pulled over, and they were saying, do you have any drugs in the car? And I'll tell them no, and they'll be like, are you sure? Stuff like that. These are all things that we deal with on a consistent basis as being black people. And to be honest with you, like, in this situation, like, we always say that, oh, we need to fix the system, but I always had the mindset of, the system's not broken. This is how the system was intended to work. Like, everybody's like, oh, legislation and everything like that. My mindset has always been, it doesn't really, like, I feel like even if you get the right people in, like, it's more about corruption. And the corruption is from within. So even if a person could come in with a good intention, but once they get in, can they keep that good intention? And that's the thing. And that's why I always had this mindset that, okay, maybe, like, I use the analogy like this. If you have a plant that's fully grown, and then you have another plant that's in the same pot as the other plant, and the fully grown plant is getting all the sunlight, are you going to leave that plant in there, or are you going to take it and put it in another pot so we can get sunlight too? And that's, I feel like, the same way with, saying this system in black people. The system was already created. We weren't considered a person when the system was created. And then when we were considered people, the system was very full grown. We need to create our own system so we can grow separately in that sense.
Exactly.
And my mindset has always been like, okay, we're trying to fix from the inside, but we've been doing this, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Mm-hmm. And we've been doing this and trying to fix this problem for years, and every time when we think we made some progress, we have a situation like this where they just show you, like, I mean, in this situation, they called a state of emergency before they even said the verdict because they knew the backlash was going to come.
Yep.
So, like, it wasn't something that wasn't planned. How do you start boarding up houses and getting police ready the day before the verdict comes? So, obviously, you kind of figured that the verdict was not going to go some way with the public would like. So, my mindset is, at some point, but I see the positive thing in it because obviously, this is showing like black people are buying land and doing what they need to do to be successful. Obviously, making black cities and things of that nature. So I'm definitely positive about the growth I see from black people, and maybe this is something that it's an eye opener for black people to be like, hey man, we tried this, we did this multiple times and it never works out. So maybe it's time for us to kind of get our own situation.
The thing is, like, I think our biggest thing is because it's not like we haven't tried to create our own before, like they had the Black Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are just now realizing, like, Central Park, I forgot what was it, Seneca Village was it called? Was a place created by black people in a black community, and with the government, with eminent domain, they came and took it over. The thing is, honestly, like, I feel like at this point in time, like, things, I mean, I know I might get a lot of backlash, but things have to become radical. Like, honestly, that's how you have to go to war. If you really want to see results, there has to be sacrifices, and we're going to have to sacrifice ourselves, like, if you really want to get down to the nitty and gritty, like, we have, like, people talk about terrorists and these bombers and all this other stuff. But they're dying for their mission, like, and they get that shit done. Excuse my language, but I feel like that's really what it comes down to. Like, we keep asking for permission and asking for assurance and asking and pleading and begging, and it's just like they are laughing at us, even like with these elections right now, like, I cannot even, and it's just like, there's like, go vote, go vote, go vote. Like, I'm voting for two of, like, the lesser of the evils. They're both evil, like Kamala, all of them, like Joe Biden, like, they literally make a mockery of us. Like, you're not black if you don't vote Democrat. Like, you're really going to play on my intelligence like that? Like, I cannot see that there's things in the Democratic Party that are not suitable for myself and my community, And it's just like, it's really disheartening because we have so many people in power who, like you said, like, even like with the police, like, they conform, like, they just go with the flow because at the end of the day, we all know money talks.
And let's be honest, police officers, it's a boys' club. Like, if I was I'm a regular guy, I want to become police, and majority of my force is white men. And they're looking at me like, oh man, you better not act, black with these black people, or you better be on our side, not their side. And what side are you really fighting for? Of course, you're gonna do what they want you to do because you want to be a part of the group. It's the group sheep mentality.
And
so
that brotherhood with police, it's so amazing how close, because like when you're a whistleblower, it don't matter if you're white or black. If you're a whistleblower, you are shunned out everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you are going to be blacklisted and blackballed everywhere you go. You will have no respect. Like, and it's just like, you have no, like, we're coming to the time where the bad things are respected and the good things are like, oh, you're a good person? Like, what's that? Like, and it's just like, it's such a shame,
So, I have, obviously, like, I always do this. I have to play devil's advocate. I gotta look at it from the other side. I try to be as impartial as possible, even though I feel like I'm right. I'm not gonna lie, but I gotta be impartial. I gotta get myself out myself. So, what do you say about the people that say that, okay, well, cops have a very hard job and they, it's a very high pressure situation and you don't understand because you haven't been in those, dog fights and it's us against them. What would you say to those type of people that are saying this? Because, to be honest with you, like, I hear this a lot. I hear that, oh, you guys are just saying this because you've never been in that situation, when I'm like, go ahead. I'm not going to answer my question. Go ahead.
So, my thing is with police officers. So, like me, how I see it, it's two sides to it. Well, it's one side. First of all, we all have a choice. we all have choices at the end of the day.
Yes.
We all have the choice to be more, to be less, to grow, to stay the same. It's your choice at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But then the second thing is, you know, there's the police officers who come into the force wanting to protect and serve their community and want to be better and get rid of the bad guys. And then, like you said, they conform. They have to, like, be a part of this brotherhood, you know. And then there's the others who I feel a lot of police officers have power struggle issues. You know, they have superiority complexes. You know, they were probably not the coolest kid in high school and middle school and used to get beat up and bullied, and so now they're just like, I'm gonna go to the academy for 6 months and be a police officer so I can show these people who I really am, because I've got a blue, I'm protected by the blue, you know. And that's really what a lot of this is about. And if we really, I can get really deep with this, but
I mean, hey, if you want to get that, because again, like I said, so now my thing is this, you know, if you want to get deep with it, we can get deep with it, and you know, obviously I also want to talk about you know, spirituality and meditation and stuff like that, which I dabble in, and you know, I try to meditate and stuff like that. I think it's very good for the mind. It's good for, you know, clearing out thoughts and everything like that. But with the whole, like, you know, getting back to the whole police thing, it becomes, it's like you said, it's a boys' club. You kind of got to conform to the situation. And my thing is, so one of the questions I have to ask, because I see that, you know, there's all these groups, obviously the feminist movement, the LGBTQ movement, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement. These are all these movements, right? My question is, you know, as a female and also as a black person, what do you like? Because my thing is, what I see a lot of times is, you know, there's movements that intersect. Obviously, you know, obviously as a woman, you know, are a woman. Obviously, you know what I'm saying. You can understand some of the plights from the feminist side, and also as a black person, you can understand the plights from that side. But is there ever a time where those things conflict or, you know, go against each other?
Definitely. Well, first of all, the feminist movement was created for the white woman. You know, like the feminist movement, I know a lot of people are so gung-ho, I'm a feminist, but where are the feminists right now with Breonna Taylor?
Big facts.
Big
facts.
Feminism, the feminist movement has never been for the black woman. It happened back when, you know, white men went off to war, and these white women, they had to come and, you know, step up and go to work during this industrial time, and then their husbands come back and be like, I want to keep working, you know, I want to have rights too, and I want to do this and do that. And it's like, it's cool, like, you want to be treated equal, but I believe we were created different for a reason. You know, that's my perspective. You're a man, you know, and I know we have this whole thing with, like, there's no gender roles, and, like, a lot of people are going by, like, they and them and, like, all this other stuff. You know, I believe in God created us the way we are created for a reason. You know, like, a lot of people get these surgeries and all this other stuff. Like, I know I could be going, like, way far left, but I just don't, a lot of it is all conflicting. Everything is conflicting, you know, but I'm a strong believer in love conquers all, you know, and, you know, the great Gil Heron said, you know, like, it's a simple quote, you know, the revolution will not be televised. And it goes over a lot of people's head, because the revolution really starts within, you know, it starts within you loving yourself and really just projecting that out. Like, even me just talking about that, I just get chills, because, like, I love to give love, you know, like, and that's really what will end all of this. Just because, go ahead.
And my thing is like, what people don't understand is, like, and I hear all the time, oh man, well, you don't know George Floyd, why are you so, because he could, like, I'm one of three. I got 3 brothers, I have, you know, a son, you know what I'm saying, I have friends. It can, and mind you, when you're in situations like that, because again, that's what you don't understand. When you're in situations like that, you realize how easily it could have been you. You know what I'm saying? It literally, it could have been like you like that. You know what I'm saying? And I want people to understand that, you know, you have to think of sometimes I try to get people to understand that you got to think of the community more than yourself. And the reason why I say that is because, as much as I want to live, as much as I want to, thrive, I understand that me thriving is just me thriving. The community is thriving. Because you know why? My son, my family, they're part of that community. So, what I'm saying, even if it's not just, even if I'm thriving, if my son or my cousin or my brother or a friend of mine is treated like this, I take offense to it because they're me. It could be me. At any point, it could be me. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we gotta understand that sometimes you gotta be willing to make sacrifices for yourself for the betterment of the community. And that's why people like Terry Crews, people like Charles Barkley, who recently said, "Oh, you gotta remember that." Her boyfriend shot, or the guy who was in the house shot a cop. Well, Charles, you say this, but they came to the door in plain clothes at 12 o'clock at night, banged on the door, didn't say who they were. They had
what happened to stand your ground law then?
And literally, now mind you, just me personally, if you come to my house at 12 o'clock at night and I got a gun and you banging on my door, you're not saying who you are and I don't know you, I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking you're gonna harm me in some way. So this guy did whatever, obviously his, significant other was in the room, obviously Breonna, and he's going to defend her because obviously that's what he should do. Just like he would defend his child, just like he would defend himself. So to say, oh, well, he shot a cop. Well, did this cop come in police gear? Did this cop, say who he was? No. So he thought this was a random person maybe trying to attack his family or himself, and he defended himself. So my whole thing is, as, a black man in America, it's hard. Obviously, being a black woman in America, it is hard. This is not something easy. It's something that we have to deal with. But it's something that, I wouldn't change for the world. I'm not going to lie. I love it. I'm not going to lie.
I love being black.
I love it.
Look at his melanin.
I'm telling you. It just is what it is. I'm sorry. I'm just,
Look at his glow.